4 years ago, I was watching the Dr. Phil show about a girl that had been raped by some football team members, and I needed to discuss with my children what to do in a situation like that. My oldest daughter, Sydney, became really uptight and angry, and she jumped up off of the couch and she said, "Your dad raped me." And she instantly began to cry and fall to the ground, and as she did, she pointed at her little sister, Rachel, and she said, "Not only did he do it to me, he did it to her too." As I turned and looked at my youngest daughter, she was already curling up on the couch in the fetal position.
I wanted to kill him, and I won't be shy about that.
They were 8 and 10 years old.
Almost all of the family members took Clyde's side, and none of them were concerned with the girls.
Clyde is my biological father. I do not refer to him as that. That is a term of love and endearment, and I have none. I don't love him, I despise him. My extended family I no longer speak to because they are convinced I made this up and forced my children to lie about it. I never would. I'd never put my children through this. I wouldn't put myself through this.
He was arrested, and they kept him in jail for 8 months, and then he bonded out on a $250,000 bond. The trial went on for 3.5 years.
My daughters absolutely testified against this monster. They had to do the right thing. He was convicted of child molestation. He was sentenced to 86 consecutive years. I don't feel bad that he's going to die in prison. We thought this nightmare was over a year ago when he was convicted, but we were wrong. It's not over.
Cindy's constantly rehashing and reliving what has happened to our daughters. She will not let it go.
I feel like I took my little lambs and I laid them on the slaughter, looked at the wolf and said, "Have at 'em."
This whole ordeal with Clyde made my wife go completely crazy.
I had a freaking breakdown. I dropped over 20 pounds. I was sleeping anywhere from 3 to 20 hours a week. I was afraid to go to sleep because of the nightmares that I was having.
You bailed out on everything that you would normally do, and I had to do everything myself, including grocery shopping and taking care of the kids.
I did not have it in me to give anything else anymore. Everything had been taken from me, and my inside was empty.
She actually couldn't stand me anymore.
And what about you? What
about me?
responsibility do you take in any of this? You always take the easy way out.
At one point in time, my wife came in the family room and ripped our wedding pictures off the wall and burnt them in the wood burner, right in front of the kids and I.
I did snap on January 16th, 2014.
My wife and I had a huge fight. My wife busted into the kitchen and started yelling at my daughter, telling her not to disrespect her.
And then my daughter looked at me and she said, "You are unwanted, you are unneeded and unloved, and you need to get out."
My wife slapped her and pushed her back in the chair and shoved her into the wall. So she turned her attentions to me and she began to slap me. I told Sydney to call the cops.
Then I left.
She was gone for about 3 months.
I've been back living with my family almost 3 years now.
Cindy seems to fight drastically with our daughters as well.
I'm everybody's scapegoat. I'm the only one that did anything right here.
It seems that my wife can never stand when I'm actually happy and moving on. You continue to bring this up and you can never let it go.
I don't put up with any kind of crap out of anybody.
I feel like we're living in a war zone. This is one thing I have no idea how to fix.